Astor presents the Screen Guild Players. The Lady Astor Screen Guild play tonight, Brother Rat. The starring players, Mrs. Ronald Reagan.
And this is Wayne Morris.
Tonight, Lady Astor presents the Screen Guild Players in Warner Brothers' delightful comedy, Brother Rat. It stars Wayne Morris as Bing Edwards and Ronald Reagan as Billy Randolph. The Lady Astor Screen Guild Players in Brother Rat. VMI, Virginia Military Institute, is devoted to the study of arms, in classroom and out, which is where Joyce Winfrey happens to come in. Joyce is young, vivacious, and beautiful. Her best friend, Claire, is young and wears glasses. And at the moment, the girls have just arrived for the season's most important baseball game and are greeting Joyce's grandmother, Mrs. Brooks, who lives on the edge of the college parade grounds.
Graham, darling, I declare you're getting younger all the time. How do you like my new dress? You know, Claire, of course.
Land sakes, child, you're blowing off steam like a calliope. How are you, Claire?
Just fine, Mrs. Brooks.
Does the Colonel know you're here?
Not yet. I wrote down I wasn't sure what train we'd make. Claire, you simply got to stop calling him Dad. But all my life I've called Dad Dad. Well, not this trip. That's simply out.
By George.
Well, don't you see, Graham? If they know her name is Claire Ram and she's the daughter of the new commandant, she wouldn't have any fun at all. Why, if any cadet even danced with her twice, they'd all say he was toadying up. So we've decided her name is Claire Adams.
Oh, well, Claire, I've seen many things from this porch in 30 years, but this is the first time I've watched a rechristening. Joyce, who asked you down this time?
Harley Harrington, Graham. Has he been over yet?
No, not yet.
Nor Billy either?
Billy?
Billy Randolph, you know.
Yes, indeed I do. Billy Randolph. No, he hasn't made an appearance yet.
Well, don't you worry, darling. He will.
Jenny, the question before the house is she here or is she ain't? And if she ain't, what time do you expect she'll is?
Oh, she's here all right, Mr. Randolph. Upstairs changing. Better go on in. Miss Brooks is in there.
Mrs. Brooks. Well, lightly to the charge, Jenny.
I declare honey sure to attract them flies.
Mrs. Brooks?
Yes? Who?
Oh,
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you this bright afternoon?
I'm very well, thank you, Mr. Randolph. I believe I have an old score to settle with you.
With me, ma'am?
With you. For keeping Joyce out till 3 in the morning. The last time she was here.
Oh, that. Well, I'll tell you how it happened, ma'am. I distinctly remember looking at my wristwatch, and both hands were together. You see, exactly 12 o'clock midnight. Well, a little later, I looked at my watch again, and the hands were still together, so I thought it had stopped. Come to find out, Mrs. Brooks, it was 3:15. I guess maybe my arm was in a different position.
I guess maybe it was. And furthermore...
Afternoon, Mrs. Brooks.
Oh, hello, Bing. I have a message for you.
From Kate?
Yes, she's been delayed a bit. She telephoned, said you were to wait.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
You going to pitch in the game tomorrow, Bing?
Yes'm. Unless the coach uses somebody else.
How's the arm?
Pretty good, ma'am.
And the chemistry?
I'm just about staying above water.
You watch those marks. We can't afford to have you on the bench.
Look, Mrs. Brooks, first call will be sounding pretty soon. If I don't see Joyce...
I'd be very thankful. I'll go up and tell her you're here.
You know, Bing, I don't think she likes me.
You don't?
I'll bet she's the one that's been working on Joyce. She's got me baffled.
Who?
Joyce. Down on my bid for the midwinter hop, she was bending toward me like a bush in a blizzard. I could see it in her eyes. And now 2 months later, that weasel Harrington has her down, and she accepts.
Why didn't you ask her?
I did. No dice. She's playing me cozy.
I wish Kate'd get here.
No hurry. First call hasn't blown yet.
I know, but I gotta make a deposit in the bank. I sent a check to the dentist yesterday and not a cent to cover it.
Hey, you bought the check in the commandant's face, and you'll never pitch. Look, give me the check. I'll deposit it for you.
Oh, gee, thanks. Here, it's my scholarship money.
$50. It sure pays to be an amateur.
Oh, if I didn't have to wait for Kate, what?
Why, Bing! And Billy. How are you, Billy?
I lifted my eyes toward heaven and saw an angel standing there. Listen, Joyce, I haven't much time. Don't stand there arguing with me.
Well, I'm not arguing.
That's why I love you. Come on, let's go.
Go where?
Afternoon parade. You can watch.
But what about Harley?
Too bad he broke his leg this morning. Come on.
Oh, Billy.
Come on.
I can't, Billy. I couldn't leave Bing here, sitting alone.
Oh, that's all right, Joyce. I'm waiting for Kate.
Now, don't you worry yourself, Mr. Bing. She'll get here all right. That Miss Kate is the sweetest, nicest, most honestest gal in the whole wide world.
Bing! Bing!
Uh-huh. Just like I said.
Oh, Bing! I'm so sorry I'm late.
Hello, Kate.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Yeah, me too. How long you gonna stay?
Well, I don't know. You see...
Gosh, Kate, you're pretty.
Am I, Bing?
Powerful pretty. Never forget the first time I saw you in the drugstore 4 years ago. Made me feel like there was a kettle of hot water boiling up inside of me.
Oh, thank you, Bing.
Remember last fall? Reckon we'll ever have that much fun again?
Oh, Bing. Bing, darling.
Look, Kate, I can't stay now. They'll be blowing assembly, and I'm supposed to pitch tomorrow. If I'm late for the parade,
Yes,
well,
I know, Bing, but there's something I've got to tell you about. I quit my job.
What's your job? I thought you liked it in Roanoke.
I do. But I've got to go away.
Go away where?
I didn't mean to tell you. Not until after graduation. If they find out we're married, you'll be dismissed. And we can't let that happen. It means too much. A diploma, a job, a home of our own.
Kate, what is it, honey? Don't cry. What's happened, Kate?
Oh, Bing, I don't know how to tell you.
What?
Bing, I'm going to have a baby.
Oh!
Honest, Dan, this is extra special. You see, it just happens that Joyce is in town.
Now, that's so. Well, I hope she'll be very happy. Now, shut up and let me study, will you?
You don't understand. Her grandmother put the thumb on me, so Joyce came down on Harrington's did. If I see her at all, it's got to be, extracurricular.
So you skip out the window after tap, so what?
Well, she's got a roommate along this trip, and...
And you can stop right there.
But Joyce says this girl's a great little number.
No soap. I've been on blind dates with you before.
And how about me? That time you sucked me in for that Peggy something from the teacher's college. Not enough appeal to flag a handcar.
Yeah. Well, look, anyway, I need my sleep. I got a ball game to catch tomorrow.
Sure, I know you have.
Look,
but...
it's going to be tough enough the way Bing's been acting. Did you see him at parade, sort of in a daze?
Hey, Dan, we're going to win that game, aren't we?
I suppose so, if Bing comes out of his coma.
We got to win. I got a lot of money on the game. $50.
When did you ever have $50?
Well, it's not mine exactly. It's Bing's. He asked me to deposit it for him, but I didn't have time.
And you went and bet it? The way Bing needs money, you...
If you had $50, you'd bet it, wouldn't you?
I'd bet my own, but not Bing.
Well, what good's it going to do in the bank? A measly 2%. This way, he can double it overnight. Bring him out of that fog. That's all he's worried about. Money.
Who isn't?
Okay, $2 if you go along tonight.
That's a deal.
Oh, that's great, Danny boy, great. I'll fix it up with the rats. Oh, hello, Bing. Where you been?
Out walking. I gotta think.
Listen, Bing. You ought to take care of yourself. You got a pitch tomorrow. You shouldn't worry about anything.
Oh, I gotta worry.
You mean it's compulsory?
I mean I can't pitch.
What? You can't pitch? What are you, a prima donna?
No. I'm married.
You're what?
Married? Hey, are you insane?
Maybe. But I'm married, too.
Kate?
Yeah.
When?
Last fall.
Bing, if Colonel Ram finds out, you'll be shipped in a minute.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, gosh, this is awful. It couldn't be worse.
Oh, you don't know. Kate's gonna have a baby.
A what?
A baby. I can't understand it.
We haven't got time to explain it to you now. Does anyone know?
No. Oh, yeah.
Boo!
Oh, well, only one person.
Boo!
Kate.
After all those promises, Billy, I couldn't imagine what made you so late.
It was Bing. We had to get him to sleep. You see?
Yeah, you see, he's on a baseball team.
Yeah. We got to keep him in there pitching.
Mr. Randolph, aren't you taking a chance slipping out of barracks like this?
Running the block is a cinch. Miss Adams, I just go up to the 4th floor, a section reserved exclusively for rats, otherwise known as new cadets. And I pick one and pay him the signal honor of sleeping in a first-classman's hay. And when the OC flashes his light in my room, a cinch.
Yes, but who sleeps in the rat's hay?
They never inspect the 4th floor. Rats are too scared to run the block.
Well, it's lucky you first-classmen room on the ground floor.
That's what makes the military system what it is. You start at the top and work your way down. Beautiful moon, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, beautiful moon, beautiful girls, beautiful porch. Only one thing missing, Joyce.
What?
Some beautiful food. I'm so hungry that I could...
You won't have to. There's lemonade and cake in the icebox. I'll go in and get them.
With 2 able-bodied men here, I should say not. Come on, Dan.
Yeah, he's always got to have company. Number 2 man on the sucker detail. Let's go.
How about it, Claire? What do you think? Yours or mine? Billy.
Well, he's cute, but crazy as a quilt. They both are taking a chance like this. If they were ever caught...
Claire? Claire, you on the porch?
Joyce, it's Dad.
Claire!
Yes, she's here, Colonel Ram. We were just...
I was passing by and thought I'd better round her up. You had the porch light off.
Well, we didn't want to attract... I mean...
But you know, Dad, insects, bugs.
Just so there aren't any rats around.
Dad, I'm ready to go home. Let's go. Good night, Joyce.
Well, wait a minute. What's the rush? I haven't seen Joyce in quite some time. The least I can do is visit a bit.
Yes, of course. Won't you sit down? That's right. You sit here. I'll go in and get you a drink.
No, Joyce, you don't have to entertain me. When anyone's been a friend of the family as long as I have, I say that...
Flushing where angels fear
What's
to
that?
tread. And so I come to you, my dear, my heart above my gosh.
Mr. Randolph, this is very unorthodox.
Yes, sir, Colonel Ram, sir.
You realize you're out of barracks without authority?
Yes, sir. You see, Colonel Ram? I mean, Colonel Ram. That is Colonel Ram. Colonel Ram.
Hey, Billy, you nuts. I'm going to have the ramrod on our...
Yeah!
So, there were 2 of you, Mr. Randolph.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Report yourselves under arrest. I'll take care of this in the morning. Come along, Claire.
Coming, Dad. Sorry, men.
Dad. Did she call him Dad?
It's a habit she picked up as a little child.
Okay, Mr. Randolph, start explaining.
Dan, he didn't know. I'll take the blame.
But suppose he kicks me off the team. Suppose he doesn't let me catch.
Oh, it's a worse rap for me than it is for you. Bing doesn't pitch. You don't catch. We lose the game. I lose my dough.
You mean Bing's dough?
Bing's dough, my dough. What's the difference? It's money, isn't it? And I'm going to lose it.
The second act of the Lady Esther Screen Guild play will follow in just a moment. Now, a word from Lady Esther.
Have you noticed any change in your skin lately? Is it getting a little dry, a little flaky? Have you discovered a blemish here and there, an enlarged pore opening? Well, better watch out. Those are nature's little warnings that all is not well, that something is wrong with your method of skin care. All you really need for the complete daily care of your skin is just one cream, Lady Esther Face Cream. This one cream by itself does all the 4 most important things your skin needs for beauty. And I don't just say it. I prove it. I prove it in 30 seconds with the famous patch test. To make this interesting test, just smooth Lady Esther Face Cream on one patch of skin, like one cheek. Wipe it off. Then compare that cheek with the other See the radiant difference. Feel the difference with your fingertips. This 30-second patch test will show you how thoroughly Lady Esther Face Cream cleans your skin, how it softens your skin, how it helps nature refine the pores, and how it leaves a smooth, perfect base for powder. Remember, all I ask is that you let the patch test prove this. Let the patch test prove that Lady Esther Face Cream does more for your skin than any face cream you have ever used.
And now the second act of Brother Rat, starring Wayne Morris and Ronald Reagan. Well, it looks pretty bad for VMI. With Dan barred from playing for running the block, and with Bing walking around in a daze, the $50 bet is as good as lost. Except that Billy isn't quite licked yet. Confined to quarters with Dan, he comes up with another brilliant idea.
Dan, I got it. I got a way out.
I should tell you to forget it, but go ahead.
Listen, we bet all Bing's money on BMI, didn't we?
You're all mixed up on your personal pronouns.
All right. I bet it. And Bing is going around in circles, isn't he? Our best pitcher.
Right.
And you're our first string catcher. You bet 400, don't you?
Right.
And you'll be in here chewing your fingernails.
Right.
Which means all that dough is going right down the drain.
Now you got upstairs, mister. Let's see you get down.
Okay, don't crowd me. Now, if we take that same amount of money...
If we had that same amount of money.
That's a technicality. If we take that same amount of money and bet it on the other team...
The Cavaliers?
Sure, and when the game is over, where'll we be?
In the doghouse.
We'll be even. Do you get it? Even. It's in the satchel. We can't miss.
Hey, Slim. You bats. You bring that taxi driver in here and you'll get shipped.
I never was before. Let's see. I got $6.50.
40, huh? Well, I got about 8.
Again. Come on in, Slim, through the window.
What do you have, Brother Rat?
Slim, how long have we been, Brother Rat?
4 years. Ever since you got here?
Been through a lot together, haven't we?
Well, I reckon we have.
I never failed you in a pinch.
Oh, can't say as you did.
Okay, how much money you got?
I was afraid of that. Not very much. Just this here.
$3. All right, now the other pocket.
Wait a minute. No, not in there.
5 more.
Oh, that's my eating money.
Hate to do it, Slim, but I gotta borrow it. Positively return it tomorrow. How much is that, Dan?
$22.50.
Not enough. Slim, how much would Barney give me on his watch?
In hock?
Yeah, in hock.
All watches is the same. $6.
Okay, in a hodgepodge. Dan, you've got a watch.
I had a watch.
It's another 6.
Say, how about this medal?
Yeah, the medal. How much, Slim?
$2.
It's a debating medal.
$2.50.
That makes $37.
Still shy 13.
That's a bad number.
Dan, do you suppose we might...
Hey, now get away from that saber. That's Bing's.
I was only thinking.
Yeah, get 20 years for what you're thinking.
Slim, how much for this picture frame? Gold.
$5?
Oh, Billy, we can't. That's Bing's girl.
Slim, top?
Top.
Too bad. I sure hate the stripper. How much now, Dan?
$42.
Still short. Slim, how about books?
Books ain't worth nothing.
We gotta get the rest. We just got to. Bing wrote a check, not a dime in the bank. Slim, how much would this saber bring?
Oh, now, wait a minute, Brother Rat. That's government property. I could go to Alcatraz.
Never mind that. Will it bring $8?
Sure, it'll bring $8, all right, but I'll
Then
go
it's gotta go. Come on, grab that laundry bag. Dump the stuff in. Rush it over to Barney's, get the money, and bet it all on the game.
The whole caboodle?
The whole caboodle.
On VMI?
Are you nuts? Lay it all on the Cavaliers.
I never thought I'd sit in my room and catch our biggest game by ear.
I wonder how it's going, Dan. Hey, you think that cheer is pro or con?
I don't know. Townsend said he'd let us know, but if he doesn't come soon, I'll... Hey, Dan! How about it, Towels? What's the word?
Awful, horrible. I couldn't stand it.
The game?
You mean we're losing?
The Cavaliers scored 8 runs in the first.
8 runs off of Bing?
Oh, it was cruel, I tell you. He passed the first 3 men. Then that Cavalier first baseman hit a home run, and before we could eat another peanut, they put 3 more runs across.
I knew it.
But Bing was in a fog. I never saw him like that.
Did the coach take him out?
Wait, let me tell you. A guy got up and hit a line drive, see? And Bing just stood there. I swear. Didn't even duck. Took the ball right on his head.
Is he hurt?
I don't know. They carried him into the dressing room. I'm going down now to find out how he is. I'll let you know.
Of all the rotten breaks I ever...
Yeah, Slim?
Oh, I'm sorry, Brother Red. Couldn't lay that bet. Too late.
Too late.
The game had started.
Holy Toledo. What about the stuff?
Well, here's your pawn ticket and here's your money. Plus $8.50 for the 2 trips.
Slim, you picked a fine time to fail me.
Certified, Brother Red. Did the best I could. Anything else?
Yeah. Rush down and see how the game's going.
Right. I'm on my way.
Oh, if I only knew how Bing was. Bing.
Bing, you all right?
Yeah. I'm just a little dizzy.
Oh, come on, Bing. Sit down. How's your head?
Gee, I don't know.
Can I get you something?
No. I mean, no.
I'll leave him alone, Billy. He's all right.
Bing, what was the matter? Why didn't you duck?
I was thinking of Kate.
Thinking of Kate. Look, I'm thinking of Kate. I can duck 8 runs. What's up, Slim?
Trouble, Brother Red. The commandant just stopped me.
Colonel Ram?
Yeah, he put the screws on me. Knows all about the saber.
No details, please. How'd he find out?
Barney went chicken, called up Ram and gave him the serial number. I thought you want to know. Me, I'm getting out of here.
He's getting out. I wish I could.
Quiet, fellas, please. Come in. Oh, Colonel Ram.
Didn't look so surprised, Mr. Edward. You might have expected me.
Expected you, sir?
I understand you've been writing checks without funds.
Oh, no, sir, I didn't. Really,
You're not going to deny you wrote a check to Dr. Kimball?
Oh, I did, sir, but...
I know. You were going to deposit the money. What is the serial number of your saber?
113724, sir.
I thought so. Well, you won't need a saber anymore, Mr. Edward.
Colonel Ram, may I say something that...
I'm not addressing you, Mr. Randolph.
But, sir...
Mr. Edward, you will place yourself under arrest. Writing a check without funds and funding United States government property. Who's the orderly of this disgraceful room?
I am, sir.
Add that to the report. Room in gross disorder. That's all.
Gee, Bing. Tough break.
I hope you're satisfied, you maniac.
Don't pick on me. You said we'd
Betting
win.
his dough, dragging me out in the middle of the night.
Now, wait a minute.
Getting me put under arrest. Why don't you stop involving other people, you hollow brain? You might have known
Now,
that
hold
Barney
it. I'm
had
not going to
told
take all the
Providence.
rats.
Somebody
You
ought
ought
to
to just
take that
keep
empty
us out.
scorch head of yours.
Quiet. You want to get us into trouble? Pardon me, nurse. Could I see Miss Kate Rice?
Miss Rice, this is the maternity floor.
I mean, Mrs. Edwards.
I presume you're the husband?
Oh, no. I'm just a friend, sort of. Her present husband is traveling in the Navy. He hasn't been around for a year.
A year?
Well, almost.
Here we are. You may go in.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Gee, Kate, I've been trying to get here, but I had so many penalties to walk. Are you feeling okay? Oh, gosh, I love you.
I love you too, darling. How did you manage to get away from school?
I told him the truth. Remember the family is sick in the hospital at Stanton?
Oh, Bing, you shouldn't take a chance like this the day before graduation.
Oh, I had to see you, Kate. Here, I brought you something.
Oh, they're nice.
They're flowers.
Thanks, Bing.
And something for the baby, too.
Oh,
I hope he likes it. Look.
a BMI uniform. What size is it?
4. That's all they had.
Don't you think it might be a little big?
Well, I don't know. I was a pretty big baby. And Kate, if it's a girl, I made a pretty good deal.
A deal?
Yeah, with the full in the store. If it's a girl, I can swap the pants for a skirt. Free.
I think you'll be the most wonderful father in the world.
Yeah, and I get my diploma tomorrow, too. Just think, honey. It's going to be legal.
cheer up, Dan. All our penalties are walked off now.
2 more hours, graduation, and we're free.
Just the same, I wish I knew.
Knew what?
Am I a father? Or a mother?
Well, it's got to be one or the other. They can't stop you now. Come in. Colonel Ramsey.
At ease.
Thank you, sir.
Edwards, I was over to Stanton today, to the hospital.
The hospital, sir? Oh, sir.
Yes, I stopped in to see Kate Rice. Her mother's an old friend of mine.
Is her mother ill, sir?
No, it's Kate who's ill. It's quite serious.
Did you see her, sir?
No, I didn't want to disturb her. But they tell me she'll be all right. I thought you'd want to know. Nasty thing, appendicitis.
Billy, did you hear?
Oh, the thing you can't faint now. What is it, Slim?
A telegram for Brother Bing.
Well, let me have it, quick. Must be from Kate. Maybe she's sick. Maybe she needs me. Maybe.
What is it?
It's a boy.
A boy! Yippee! The first in the class! Hey, what's so funny?
I was just thinking how cute that uniform's going to look on Kate's appendix.
Thank you, Ronald Reagan and Wayne Morris, for your delightful performances in tonight's play. The Lady Esther Screen Guild players are grateful indeed for your appearance here, because, as you know, the benefits from these programs go to support the fine work of the Motion Picture Relief Fund and its country house. And now, before we tell you about next week's show, here's a word from one of America's best-known beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
How would you like to look the way you've always dreamed of looking, but never quite dared? You know, exciting, romantic, perhaps a little exotic. Now, I don't say that Lady Esther Bridal Pink Face Powder will perform miracles, but I do say this new shade will give life and color to your face, depth to your eyes, a real lift to your spirits. For Bridal Pink instantly makes you look more interesting and romantic. Women of every age have written to tell me how much more attractive they feel since they began using Lady Esther Bridal Pink Face Powder. Bridal Pink has been deliberately blended to flatter even a dull or sallow skin. You'll see for yourself how it gives instant new life and vitality to your entire appearance, how it gives glamour to your skin, sparkle to your eyes, even a new richness to your lips. And it really doesn't matter what your own coloring happens to be. You can use Lady Esther Bridal Pink whether your hair is blonde or brunette, auburn or brown. The texture of Lady Esther face powder is so flattering, too. The instant you apply it, tiny lines and blemishes seem to vanish, completely covered. Your skin looks so much smoother, so much finer. If you want to present a dazzling new appearance to your family and friends, try this. First, smooth on Lady Esther Four-Purpose Face Cream. Wipe it off. And then apply Lady Esther Bridal Pink Face Powder. Bridal Pink, the shade that instantly wakens your face to new life, new beauty.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild players will present My Client Curley. It will star Ted Donaldson and Robert Montgomery. Be sure to listen. Wayne Morris, Ronald Reagan, and the story Brother Rat were presented through the courtesy of Warner Brothers, producers of the mystery drama Three Strangers, opening this week in theaters throughout the country. You save enough on the largest size jar of Lady Esther face cream to buy a box of Lady Esther face powder. So remember, ask for the largest size. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther. Thank you, and good night, all. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players in one of the most delightful stories it has ever been our pleasure to bring you. It is My Client Curley by Norman Corwin, based on a short story by Lucille Fletcher. It stars Robert Montgomery as the agent and Ted Donaldson as Stinky. In this play, any similarity to caterpillars, living or dead, is purely coincidental.
There are some things a man doesn't like to talk about because they're... Well, I'll just tell you this story about my client, Curley, and then I'll go back to the agent business and try and forget it. But if I should get a lump in my throat while I'm telling it, I hope you'll understand, because this whole thing was so recent, I still feel pretty upset about it. To make a long story short, I'm out walking one day in the suburbs where I live when my attention is attracted by two kids sitting on the side of the road, and one of them is playing the harmonica. They're bent over, watching something on the ground, and I, being curious, go over to see what it is. Hiya, boys. What do you got there?
We got a trained caterpillar.
What's trained about it?
He dances.
I don't believe it.
Oh, he sure does.
Give us a nickel and we'll show you.
Oh, a racket, eh? All right, I'm a sucker. Here's 2 nickels.
Oh, thanks, mister. Yeah, okay, play, Stinky.
Well, what do you know? Now stop. Well, I'll be darned. He stops right when you do.
Well, sure, that's the way Stinky trained him, didn't you, Stinky?
Oh, it was nothing.
Hey, play some more, Stinky. He lies right down when you're finished.
Oh, sure. He's talented, ain't he? Come on up on my finger, Curly. Come on, fella. That's the boy.
Hey, does Curly dance to any kind of music?
No, only yes, sir, that's my baby.
You mean to tell me he dances to only one tune?
That's right. I tried lots more, but I guess he only likes that one.
Well, why is that, do you suppose?
Fellow I know says he's got a real musical ear.
Well, I guess that's what those 2 branches are on his head, huh? Musical ears.
No, that's his antenna.
Huh, antenna? Oh, he ain't no radio set.
Hey. Say.
You what?
I wonder if he's got any snake blood in him. You know, there are some snakes who dance.
No kidding.
Here, let me take your harmonica a minute.
Okay, sure.
Nope, won't budge. I guess it's an American caterpillar, all right.
Oh, sure.
Look, fellas, I'll make you a proposition. How'd you like to sell Curly?
How much?
Now, wait a minute. I own Curly, and I don't want to sell him.
Why not, Stinky?
Well, because just because.
No, I don't want to sell.
No, why?
On account of he's stuck on him.
Oh, shut up, fatso.
You mean you like Curly so much you don't want to part with him, huh?
I just don't want to sell him, that's all. Not even for $1. Not even for $2.
Well, of course, I don't think anybody'd ever offer you that much money.
Well, I don't care. He's my pet, and I want to keep him. I trained him from a pup.
Now, look, kiddo. I think you're a very bright and sensitive boy, and because of that, I'm going to make you an immediate cash payment of $5 for Curly.
Hey, $5? Well, holy smackerels. Well, what do you say, Stinky, huh?
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
Well, take it, I'm telling you. Now you can buy a bike.
Well, that sure is a lot of money. But you see, I like Curly, and I guess Curly likes me, too. When we're alone, I talk to him, and he understands me. And Curly likes me around. He's awful intelligent, even though he don't look so smart.
Oh, he looks smart, all right.
You know, if somebody took him away from me, Curly would die.
You think so?
Oh, sure. He's only human, ain't he? He would absolutely die.
Now, listen to me, Stinky. I'm going to talk to you man to man. This caterpillar you got is very valuable. He's worth a lot of money. Way more than $5, maybe.
No kidding.
Now, this is what we're going to do, Stinky. You're going to stay with Curly, and I'm going to manage both of you. Curly will be my client.
What's that mean?
Yeah, what's the client?
Well, you wouldn't understand very well. That's something I'll have to explain to your parents because I got to get their signatures on a long-term contract with options. You're a minor under the law, you see.
Oh,
I didn't do anything wrong, did I?
Well, that was how it began. I got Curly under my management, and I takes him and Stinky with me. The first thing I do is to start out after some publicity and say that those reporters eat it up. Front page with pictures. Pictures of Curly and pictures of Stinky and pictures of me. Pictures of my client dancing on a leaf, curling around the mayor's finger, climbing up a pretty model's legs, sitting in a tiny box at the opera, and headlines. Headlines like in the Times.
Swing caterpillar sways to strains of Yes, Sir, That's My Baby. Fred Astaire of Insect World demonstrates almost human sense of rhythm.
The Post.
Curly in custody of Stinky, young Svengali of caterpillars.
The Brooklyn Eagle.
Insect phenomena loined the truck in Truck Garden. Manager a voice.
The World Telegram.
The Curly Crawl becomes new national dance sensation.
The Daily News.
Bug cuts rug. Story on page 2.
And sure enough, with all that publicity, things really begin to happen. First, Bill Robinson introduces the Curly Capers at the Cotton Club. Then Raymond Scott writes a song called The Caterpillar Creep. Then half a dozen agencies bid for the rights to syndicate a comic strip.
429 papers, 5 days a week, making a grand total.
Other companies pay me royalties for curly balloons and spaghetti and dolls and toys and picture books and decorations on the outside of drinking glasses.
Ma, buy me the glass with Curly's picture on it.
And to make a long story short, I get a vaudeville offer. The money begins to roll in. I hire an expensive suite and a secretary.
Curly Enterprises, good afternoon.
I buy Stinky a bike and a new suit of clothes.
Gee, thanks.
The publicity begins to pile up, and at the height of the excitement, I get a wire from Hollywood.
Offer $10,000 for Curly appearance in feature-length cartoon. Propose using living character for first time among cartoon characters. Appreciate immediate answer. Would like to rush story and production. Cordially, Walt Disney.
Yeah, Miss Nielsen.
Yeah.
Take a wire to Walt Disney, Hollywood, California.
Yes, sir.
Curly price, $100,000.
Is that all?
Do you think I should ask for more?
No, I mean, is there any more to the wire? Curly Enterprises. Well, just a moment, please. It's Time Magazine on the line. Would you take it on the table phone?
Yeah, all right. Hello? Yeah, this is him. Yeah. Well, you see, No, I discovered him in the boy's possession. What's that?
Curly Enterprises.
No. Yes,
well,
sir.
he's busy
No,
on
he
another
hasn't.
line.
Right. No, I keep him right here.
Well,
Stinky looks
he
after
wanted
him
me
most
to
of the
order
time.
a special
Yeah,
airmail
what?
daily shipment
No,
of
I
Willow
beg your
from
pardon?
Florida.
By all means, from the very first.
Okay,
Yeah,
hello,
that's right.
Curly Enterprises.
That's right.
Wait just a minute.
Not yet.
Hello, Curly
Coming up for another
Enterprises.
week or two. Absolutely. Well, we tried all kinds of
hang on a
things.
minute. Hello, Curly Enterprises.
Which are you referring to? No, I don't.
You better hire
Yeah.
some more secretaries.
Well, things are going in great shape, and Curly is making us a bundle of dough, and all of a sudden I get 3 visitors I didn't figure on.
We have been reading about your wonderful specimen in the papers, and we have come to ask permission to examine it.
Examine it? What for?
We are lepidopterists.
Eh? But Curly's a caterpillar, not a leopard.
No, my dear man. Lepidopterology is a branch of entomology dealing with the insect order of which your, shall we say, client is a member.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Curly doesn't want to be examined by nobody.
Oh, come. If this caterpillar is as remarkable as the newspapers say, then it would be nothing short of criminal to withhold such knowledge from science.
Well, if you want to put it that way, I suppose...
It'll take no more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, I suppose it's all right. Come with me, please. Hello, Stinky.
Oh, hello.
This is Master Stinky, gentlemen. Discoverer and trainer of my client. He guards Curly all the time.
How do you like
Well, there he is in that box. Please be careful how you handle him.
Ah, here you are. My, muscular little fellow, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Normal mandible. Unusually conspicuous first maxilli.
I say, watch out there, Doctor. He's trying to bite you.
Ah! Never been attacked by a caterpillar before. Astounding.
See here, Doctor. Just notice this remarkable elongation of the abdominal feet.
Yes, quite. And doesn't this feature make you think of the Ugly's Antiopa?
Yeah.
Look here. Isn't this remarkable? I've never seen such ocella except in the Melanargia galathea. And the chitinization.
No kidding.
Well, sir, congratulations. This is a remarkable specimen, even before we test its reactions to musical stimuli.
Yeah, thanks.
It's of the ordinary genus Papilio-rotulus, mind you, but it has the most extraordinary features.
Thanks very much.
But we feel that the specimen would be much more valuable to society if you, instead of exhibiting it for commercial purposes, were to lend or donate it to the Museum of Natural History, where it could be further studied by the leading entomologists in the world.
Yeah, but
Yes, and when it dies, we can dissect it.
We're not going to take him away. Don't let him take Curly. Please, Curly.
Don't cry, my boy. We're not going to hurt
An
him.
insect like this occurs probably once in a million years, and surely for the sake of a few dollars, you're not going to risk injuring him by overwork.
Are you accusing me of sacrificing Curly's health for profits? Why, that's ridiculous. Curly is... Yeah, come in.
Well, just got another wire from the coast. Disney's raised his offer to $20,000.
20? Tell him 100,000 or nothing.
The second act of My Client Curley, starring Robert Montgomery and Ted Donaldson, will follow in just a moment. But first, a word from one of America's best-known beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
I'd like you to listen to two men saying exactly the same words, but oh, what a world of difference in their meaning. Listen.
Darling, you're so beautiful, I love you. Darling, you're so beautiful, I love you.
Yes, a world of difference. An exciting difference that's plain and unmistakable. And I say to you, the difference you'll see in your skin after just one application of Lady Esther face cream is plain and unmistakable, too. An exciting difference that you can see and feel. Now, I don't ask you to take my word for it. All I ask is the chance to show you, to prove to you, what one application of Lady Esther face cream can do for your skin. All I ask is that you make the simple 30-second patch test. To make this test, just smooth Lady Esther face cream on one patch of skin, like one cheek. Wipe it off. Then compare that cheek with the other. See the radiant difference. Then touch your skin and feel the difference. This 30-second patch test will show you how thoroughly Lady Esther face cream cleans your skin, how it softens your skin, how it helps nature refine the pores, and how it leaves a smooth, perfect base for powder. Remember, all I ask is that you let the patch test prove all this. Prove it on your own skin in just one application of Lady Esther face cream.
Well, the papers got hold of the lepidopterist story, and there's another pile of publicity. It gets to be a moral issue, with preachers delivering sermons and all like that. I'm attacked editorially for exploiting caterpillar labor, but on the other hand, I am defended as an individualist who refuses to submit to regimentation. The American Legion and the Daughters of American Revolution send Curley an engraved silver-plated twig and a miniature flag to put on top of his box. The foreign correspondents get busy and cable stories to their papers. In Madrid, the Spanish Grafico comes out with a dirty dig.
Mas los norteamericanos no deben olvidar que la danza española es la mejor de todas y que si la oruga del señor Stinky tuviese un poquitín de buen oído para la música...
How do you like that for nerve?
Reconocería
But get
los
this. The Curly motive ain't reflected, as they say, in the latest Paris fashions. Caterpillar doodads on hats and bags and scarves and all like that. La Temps, that's a newspaper in Paris, comes out with a swell plug.
Tous ceux qui aiment la nature se réjouiront avec notre République sœur, les États-Unis, de la découverte faite récemment par un garçon qui s'appelle Stinky. La découverte d'une chenille dansante, Curly. Et c'est remarquable de constater que cet insecte ne consent à danser que si l'on joue l'air justement célèbre « Oui, monsieur, c'est mon bébé ».
And you know what? My clipping service sends me some encouraging comment from Shanghai, which I get my laundryman to translate for me.
在美國有件好奇啲故事，有條蟲子可以跳舞㗎。呢條蟲仔一定嘅時間然後跳舞，又要一個小蟲吹一條特別啲曲叫做
Yes, sir, that's my baby. 而且呢個小童有個好正式嘅美國名叫做Stinky.
The Maharaja of Lahore sends Curly some willow leaves from the sacred willow trees of the temple.
Gee, look, a package from a place named Lakeshore with a lot of funny-looking stamps.
Lahore, not Lakeshore.
Can I have the stamps?
Yeah, here you are. I signed Curly up for a super special movie short, and it sweeps the box office of the country in spite of terrible weather, including blizzards and rainstorms. Variety reports.
Blizz and Drizz failed to fizzle biz as Bug biffs B.O. from N.Y. to L.A.
Life magazine runs a Margaret Burt White picture of Curly on the cover with the caption, Curly. CBS does a pickup direct from Curly's box, bringing the sound of Curly eating dinner.
This is Truman Bradley speaking to you from the headquarters of Curly Enterprises, where we have a microphone buried among willow leaves to pick up the sound of the world's leading insect dancer, busy eating dinner after a hard day's work of exhibiting his...
Walt Disney raises his bid to $50,000, but I still hold out for $100,000. To make a long story short, everything's going along hunky-dory until one day some more public-spirited guys get a hold of Curly. Only this time they're not scientists. They're musicians.
And therefore, in the interests of music, we of the committee feel that you would be rendering an invaluable service to musical knowledge if you would permit us to test the effect of classical music on your client.
Yeah, but what good would that do anybody?
Why, it may open an entirely new field of psychology in relation to music. The world knows very little about musical instincts of animals, and nothing at all about insects.
But you're wasting your time. Curly dances to only one tune.
But have you tried other tunes?
Why, sure. Tell him what you played, Stinky.
Oh, I played It Ain't Gonna Rain No More, My Country Tears of Thee, The Beer Barrel Polka, Shine on Harvest Moon, The Music Goes Round and Round.
But no classical music.
Sure we did. I played myself Our Sweet Mystery of Life by Victor Herbert.
But you haven't tried any symphonies, have you?
Disney's trying to get us for a silly symphony right now. His latest offer.
No. I'm afraid you don't understand. Let me explain what we propose to do. Now, we get Curly in a studio with an orchestra and go through a careful series of tests using selected symphonic music of the...
All right. I know you're tired, gentlemen. We've now been through 67 pieces already, but let's try a few more, and then we'll quit until tomorrow.
Oh, hasn't the caterpillar even moved a muscle?
So far, he hasn't budged once, but maybe we'll get him with the habanera from Carmen. Stop. All right. Try number 69, Rosamunda Billy. Stop. Next, number 70, Strauss's Perpetuum Mobile.
For 2.5 days this went on, and finally, after the 202nd try, something happened that really made the papers sit up and take notice all over again. The Amalgamated Press next day carried this story.
Curly, the Terpsichorean caterpillar, today staggered scientists and musicians when he suddenly went into a stately dance upon hearing the second movement of Beethoven's Eighth Symphony. Scientists are unable to explain the phenomenon. The management of the caterpillar announced, meanwhile, that Curly will appear as the lead in a ballet entitled Extravaganza for Insects Only by William Saroyan.
And then things really began to break for us. Mrs. Roosevelt writes about it in her column, My Day.
It is not often that a creature smaller than one's little finger can completely captivate the imagination of millions. Yet, such is the remarkable truth about the caterpillar named Curly. And it has been many years...
Scientific societies offer to investigate Curly's genius. And would you believe that the annual convention of the American Lepidopterological and Entomological Society invites Stinky to lecture before it?
So I said to my mother, Ma, can I have a penny? I want to buy a piece of candy. So So my mother says, yeah. So she gives me the penny, and so on my way to the store, I see a caterpillar crossing the road. So I stopped to watch it, see? So I picked it up.
And all this time, the money keeps coming in. We're getting along fine, although it costs a lot to keep up my expensive offices and staff of secretaries. But I'm figuring on getting the big dough, the $100,000 from Disney, and then retiring, see? Well, to make a long story short, there are a couple of exchanges of telegrams and phone calls with me holding out for my price, and then one night, Disney wires.
We'll meet your price of $100,000. Please fly out with Curly next plane.
Wow, am I excited? I rush into the next room where Stinky and Curly are sleeping. Stinky, wake up. We're rich. We're practically millionaires. Come on, kid. Get your clothes on. Hurry up. We're going to take a long airplane ride with me and Curly. And boy, am I going to buy Curly the juiciest willow leaf he ever ate in his life. Now, let me tell the news to Curly. Here you are, little fella. Here you are. Hey, where is he? Why isn't he in his box? Where's Curly? Curly!
Oh, I put him to bed all right. Ain't he in his box?
Quick! Look all around the room. Under the carpet, under the bed, and the walls, everywhere. And be careful where you walk.
Curly,
Curly,
please,
listen.
Curly.
Yes, sir, that's my baby. Yes,
No,
sir, don't be...
I don't mean
Curly,
baby.
Curly, I love you. Where are you?
Curly, don't leave us.
$100,000, Curly.
Yes,
sir,
sir,
that's my baby. Yes, sir. Hey, Stinky, take this flashlight and look for him along the corridor and ask the manager to let you look at the bottom of the elevator shaft. Meanwhile, I'm going to phone the police.
Yes, sir, that's my baby.
Operator, get me the police headquarters, operator.
Calling all cars. Be on lookout for a dancing caterpillar. Be on the lookout for a dancing caterpillar. CATERPILLAR, caterpillar. That is all.
Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America. The Federal Bureau of Investigation will neither deny nor confirm rumors that Curly, the $100,000 caterpillar, was kidnapped.
The whole country searches in vain. Nobody's seen Curly. The police throw out a dragnet. Posses are formed. Radio stations play Yes, Sir, That's My Baby at intervals throughout the day and ask all listeners to be on the lookout. Curly fans from all over send in money for a fine Curly fund.
And I am privileged, as president of the Fine Curly Club, to announce to the members that the Fine Curly Fund has reached the impressive and staggering total of $12,385.14, with the entire sum yet to be heard from.
But nobody finds Curly. And now that he's gone, I begin to realize how much I love that bug. I begin to understand why it was Stinky couldn't bear to sell him to me way back in those happy days. I can't bear thinking of willow leaves. I find myself hating all birds and looking suspiciously at all cats. Meanwhile, sympathizers from all over the world, including Scandinavian countries, send me caterpillars, hoping maybe they have found Curly and are eligible for a reward offered by the Fine Curly Fund.
Mister, here's another barrel of caterpillars from Australia. Where shall I put it?
Give it to the zoo.
Which zoo, mister?
Any zoo, so long as you get it out of here. Days go by. Weeks go by. I send Stinky home.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Stinky. Well, at least you got a nice suit of clothes on you, and a fine automobile and a chauffeur to drive you home.
Oh, I'd rather have Curly back again.
Yeah, I know. Well, goodbye.
Bye.
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 And then one day, I'm sitting in my place, playing sadly on the piano with one finger, as is my wont. And all of a sudden, out from under the music rack, creeps Curly. Only he's changed. He's different. He's not dancing anymore. He's a butterfly. Curly. Hello, Curly. You're a big boy now, ain't you? He flutters his wings a little when I say that, and I stroke his antennae, which are now very long and very beautiful. I see he's getting restless for the outdoors, where he no doubt hears the call of his mate. So I sing a farewell to him. Yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, Don't mean maybe. He flutters around my head and then flies over to a picture of Stinky on the bureau and then flutters back to me. And after one long look at me, he flies out of the window, never more to come back again. To make a long story short, I sit down and I feel like crying. In fact, I do cry. Yeah. Who would ever think that a grown man would ever cry about a caterpillar? But I did, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. And that's the story of my client, Curley.
On behalf of the Motion Picture Relief Fund, thank you, Robert Montgomery and Ted Donaldson, for your delightful performances in tonight's play. Thank you again. And now, before we tell you about next week's program, here's a word from one of America's best-known beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
Have you had any compliments on your appearance lately? Try changing your shade of face powder and see what happens. See how Bridal Pink, the newest and most popular Lady Esther shade, brings you one compliment after another. Bridal Pink is a shade completely young, a little daring, and more than a little romantic. Very romantic, women tell me. They say it's fun to see how their husbands suddenly take notice when they begin using Lady Esther Bridal Pink. And it doesn't matter whether your hair is blonde, brown, auburn, or black. Bridal Pink is intensely flattering to almost every skin it touches. It does surprising, delightful things for your entire appearance. Bridal Pink deepens the tone of your skin, gives it new life. It brings out highlights of beauty in your hair. It gives sparkle to your eyes. And women tell me they love the way Lady Esther face powder clings hour after hour. The way it stays fresh and lovely, always as though just applied. It's so fine in texture, it spreads like a delicate, clinging film, completely hiding tiny lines and blemishes. For a truly dramatic change in your appearance, try this. First, apply Lady Esther face cream. Wipe it off. Then gently pat on Lady Esther Bridal Pink face powder. You'll feel young and gay and ready for romance when you see the radiant reflection that smiles back at you from the mirror. Remember, Lady Esther Four-Purpose Face Cream, Lady Esther Bridal Pink Face Powder.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild Players will present Don Juan Quilligan. It will star Phil Silvers and William Bendix. Be sure to listen. My Client Curley was presented through the courtesy of Norman Corwin and Lucille Fletcher. Robert Montgomery appeared through the courtesy of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of the Technicolor musical The Harvey Girls. Ted Donaldson can now be seen in the 20th Century Fox production A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. You save enough on the largest size jar of Lady Esther face cream to buy a box of Lady Esther face powder. So remember, ask for the largest size. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther. Thank you and good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players.
Lady Esther Screen Guild play tonight Don Juan Quilligan. The starring players.
This is William Bendix.
And this is Phil Silvers.
Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild players in the 20th Century Fox picture, Don Juan Quilligan, a rollicking comedy starring Phil Silvers as Mac and William Bendix as Quilligan. The Lady Esther Screen Guild players in Don Juan Quilligan. Our hero is captain and owner of his ship, the Mary Quilligan, named for his dear departed mother. And while the Mary Q is just a lowly barge, and while it only braves the Hudson River, Quilligan is every other inch a sailor. He has, in fact, at the present moment, and for reasons entirely plausible, got himself engaged to two different girls. To Margie Mossrock, who lives in Brooklyn.
Ah, the way she laughs, the way she sings, just like my sainted mother in heaven.
And to Lucy Blake in Utica.
Ah, the way she cooks, the way she bakes, just like my sainted mother in heaven.
And so Quilligan swings between two ports until he's brought up short by Mac Denny, his mate and pal.
Don't you see what you're doing, Cap? You can't be engaged to two girls at once.
Yeah, I know I can't, Mac. But I am.
He am, he says. He am. You can't go around having a million girls. Who do you think you are, Don Juan? Or Casablanca? Where's your conscience?
You know, that's what I keep asking myself. Where's my conscience? But I don't get no answer. Maybe that's on account of I done nobody no harm.
No harm, he says. No. That's what he says, no harm.
Well, I didn't. I left Lucy in Utica all wrapped up in smiles. Just now I come from Margie, who was laughing and singing like a bird.
Yeah, but what about that poor soul over there?
Where is there, another one?
I mean in that there picture, Cap.
Oh, that. Kind of pretty, ain't it? Her hand resting on my head like that, and the other one on the fishbowl.
Yeah, beautiful. Which is the fishbowl?
Can't you see what it says? I had the printing put on afterward.
Mary Quilligan and her son, Patrick Michael Quilligan.
Yeah, that's what gave me the idea, the Patrick and the Michael. Up there in Utica, I'm Michael Quilligan, and here in Brooklyn, I'm Pat. It ain't exactly as if I was lying. Is it, Mac?
Cap, it ain't what I think. It's her, your sainted mother, rest her soul.
Amen.
Sitting up there worrying over the miserable son she bore.
But I ain't miserable, Mac. Why, if you traveled the whole wide world and back, you wouldn't find no happier couple than me and Margie. And Lucy.
I give up. Look, I told my girl I'd take her out dancing. You go get Margie and bring her along.
Okay. I wish Margie and Beatty would get back here, Mac. Why must they take so long? I like to dance.
That's why they take so long.
You think I dance like a... Holy smoke.
What's the matter?
Look, over there. Mrs. Blake, Lucy's mother.
Michael.
Oh, and she saw me. Mac, she's coming over.
Well, Michael. My first night in from Utica.
Oh.
Well, is that all you can say? Michael.
It's that last drink, ma'am. You shouldn't have ought to took it.
What? Are you trying to insinuate that I'm intoxicated?
I ain't insinuating nothing, but I smell golden wedding, and I don't hear no bells.
Here we are, boys. All patched up for another round.
Quick, Margie, come on, let's dance.
But, Pat, the orchestra isn't playing. We can't dance without music.
Well, we'll have music. My shoes squeak. Come on.
Hey, Mac, what's the matter with him?
I can give you the answer, miss. Mr. Quilligan, you're afraid I'll tell Lucy, aren't you?
Hey, you hear that? She knows his name.
Edie, shut up.
What I want to know is, who is Lucy?
Well, Margie, you see, Lucy is...
Who is Lucy, she says. Who is Lucy? That's what we'd all like to know, won't we, Captain?
Yeah, who's Lucy?
You know all right. Lucy is my daughter, the girl you're engaged to.
Engaged?
Engaged to be married.
Excuse me, ma'am, but the gentleman here is engaged to the lady here, if you don't mind. Now, scat.
Yeah, go on, scat, disappear. Go ahead. Pull up your anchor, point your bow toward the door, and let's see your stern.
Just a moment.
Do you deny you're Michael Quilligan?
Well, in a way,
How do you like that, Cap? It's happened again.
What's happened, Mac?
Every time Patrick here steps out, sure enough, there's always somebody who takes him for his brother. It binds you.
Oh, Pat, dear, you never told me about a brother.
Oh, I never thought it was important. He's only a brother by birth.
Yeah. That's right. They're twins, both boys. And as alike as two ends of a dumbbell.
Yeah, that's right. We're alike. Yeah. Just like two peas on a knife. Yeah.
Yeah. But only in looks. Otherwise, that Mike is a no good R.A.T.
Rat.
You see? The captain wouldn't say that if it wasn't a fact.
No.
If you think you can make me believe
Now,
that,
look, lady, I feel sorry for your Nancy or your Lucy or whatever her name is. But if you've got no objections, we're wasting time.
Yeah, we'd like to resume from where we left off from.
Beatty? That's my sentiments exactly. Patrick, darling, shall we dance?
Yeah, let's trip the light sarcastic. Twins. You had to open your big mouth and make me twins.
My big mouth, he says. I saved your life. If Margie's brother ever got wise, you wouldn't be here now. And besides, it worked, didn't it? You seen for yourself how Margie went for it.
Yeah, but Lucy ain't going to go for it. Not with her mother giving me the needle.
How do you think I brought you here? To this picture guy. Wait till you see what he's done with that picture.
Here you are, gents. Just like you wanted it.
It's terrific. Hey, Cap, give a look.
Hey, I must be seeing double.
No, it's just that picture of you and your mother. He fixed it up like I told him to. And there's your mother and the two of you.
I fixed the lettering, too. See here? Mary Quilligan and her sons, Patrick and Michael Quilligan.
Yeah, but where's that fishbowl, the one Mom used to have her hand on?
Don't you get it? It's out. He put you in there.
No, it won't work, Mac. I'm going to tell Lucy the truth, even if it means goodbye forever to her wonderful cooking.
And we got to eat your grub again? Oh, wait, you wouldn't do a thing like that to me. It ain't human. Besides, I'm tired of eating Tums for dessert.
Gosh, I don't know what I should do.
Look, why should you do anything right now? Why not go back first, have a couple of meals, sort of see what happens?
Well, maybe you're right, Mac. Maybe I will. I'll go back to Utica and just kind of wait for something to happen.
Yes? Oh, you must be Mr. Quilligan. Come here. I'm Dr. Spencer. Doctor? It's Mrs. Blake. She's had a bad shock. She ran into your twin brother in Brooklyn. You do have a twin brother.
Oh, me? Yeah, sure. I got the evidence right here. See? This picture. That's him. He's a R-U-T, rat.
Please, not so loud. Mrs. Blake is very low. The minister is in there with her now.
Minister? You mean she...
Shh, come along. Lucy will be glad to see you.
Yeah.
Michael.
Hello, Mom. Gee, Lucy, I didn't even know she was sick.
She's been waiting for you, Michael, dear. I want to say goodbye. It looks like the end.
Oh, no. Why, you'll be dancing at my wedding. So to speak.
Michael. Bend down, please.
Oh, sure.
You really love Lucy, don't you, Michael?
Oh, you bet. She's the best cook I ever saw. I love her with all my stomach. I mean my heart.
A pen. Quick.
Reverend, I guess she wants to write her will. She's asking for a pen.
Here you are, Mrs. Blake.
Michael, this paper. Sign it, son.
Oh, sure. Anything to oblige you. This is a wedding license.
Before I go, I'd like to see you and Lucy married. You want to marry Lucy, don't you?
Well, no. Yes. But you see, I ain't got much money.
That doesn't matter. Does it, Reverend?
Indeed, no. Money is dross. What is money?
What is dross?
Oh, Mother, I can't stand it. I just can't, that's all.
No, Lucy, wait, don't go. I'm signing it. Here, I'll sign it, Lucy. Here. There you are, Reverend. I better go to Lucy.
You'll be back, my boy.
Oh, sure, I'll be back. What do you think? Lucy, darling, don't cry. Dry those tears.
Where's your handkerchief?
I don't know. Here, use this blotter. Now, stop crying. I signed it with my own personal signature.
You didn't have to.
Oh, but it's her last wish. She might go any minute.
No, Mike. She's not sick. And that doctor's a fake. He's really Mother's dentist.
A dentist? But your mother's sinking fast. You better tell him to put in only temporary fillings.
Oh, don't you realize? You're being tricked.
And that minister, is he a fake, too?
No, he's real enough. Oh, I didn't want to do it, Mike. And it's not too late. You can refuse.
After I give a real minister my word? No, ma'am. Lucy, I'm going through with this. Glad to do it, in fact. Only one thing.
What?
Well, being this is our wedding and all, and tonight we'll be on our honeymoon. Will you
What, Michael?
Will you fix me some of that there Irish stew?
Don't go in there, Cap. I'm begging you. Don't ring that doorbell.
I gotta ring it, Mac. I gotta tell Marge.
But her brother Artie, the cop, he'll murder you, Captain.
I can handle that moron. I'm his mental equal any day. Besides, it's only fair she should know she's engaged to be married to a married man.
Not me. I don't want any part of this. You're on your own.
Well, I'll handle this all right. Don't you worry about me.
Oh, Ted, darling, we've been waiting for you. Come in. I got the grandest surprise.
Me too, Margie. Say, what are all these people doing here? Why are you putting on that veil?
Poor Pat. You didn't expect a wedding, did you?
You mean you're going to get married? Oh, congratulations. I hope you'll both be very happy.
Well, so the blushing bridegroom's here at last.
Yeah, Artie, where is he? I'd like to meet him. I want to... wait a minute. You mean me? I'm getting married?
Oh, it's just a rehearsal, Pat, my boy. No harm in that.
Rehearsal?
Sure, just for practice.
But I don't need no practice.
Why not? You been married lately?
Who, me? Come on, let's practice. But, Mac, they told me we was only practicing. Then suddenly the judge kisses Margie, Margie kisses me, and I'm kissing Artie. Believe it or not, I'm married.
You know you broke the law, Cap, and they don't like it. You committed, I think they call it bigamy.
I did not. The worst I've done, I married 2 girls.
But look, this is America, a very backward country. You're only supposed to marry one at a time.
Gee, can I go to jail for what I've done?
Well, you get a choice. You can either go or they'll drag you.
But if I tell the truth, they'll both feel awful bad. No, Mac. I couldn't hurt neither one of them. It wouldn't be fair to them.
Fair, he said. Fair. Will it be fair to your children? Half of them will be strangers to the other half. So what are you going to do?
Well, I guess I'll just have to stay married to them both. Believe me, women is the root of all evil.
Yep. And right now you could use a little less root.
Well, maybe after a while I'll turn it... Hey, what's the matter with the radio?
Attention, please. Attention.
Hey, something's up.
Just a few minutes ago, Japanese planes made an unprovoked surprise attack on U.S. naval installations at Pearl Harbor. No official word from Washington as yet, but unquestionably, ladies and gentlemen, unquestionably this means war. We'll be back shortly with details. But meanwhile...
Mac, we've been stabbed in the heart.
Yeah, while our back was turned.
He said it's going to be war. Maybe I ought to enlist in the Navy.
Take it easy, Cap. You got your own war. Why, between them 2 dames you got all... Wait a minute. You're right. You're absolutely right. Join up. It's an out.
That's what I say. I gotta be brave.
Brave? See, any guy that runs away from the trouble you're in to join the Navy is a coward.
The second act of the Lady Esther Screen Guild play will follow in just a moment. Now, a word from Lady Esther.
Remember the old fairy story of the magic mirror? Well, how would you like to look in your mirror and see a real change take place? An exciting change in your entire appearance, almost like magic. Thousands of women have had this interesting experience, and you can too. by making the patch test. The patch test is my way of proving to you in 30 seconds that Lady Esther face cream is the most beautifying face cream you've ever used. That this one cream by itself does the 4 most important things your skin needs. To make the patch test, just smooth Lady Esther face cream on one patch of skin, like one cheek. Wipe it off. Then compare that cheek with the rest of your face. See the clean, flower-like freshness. Touch it with your fingertips. Feel that new, silky smoothness. Now, I promise no miracles, but what the patch test shows you in 30 seconds will win you over to Lady Esther face cream for life. The instant improvement in the tone and texture of your skin, improvement you can see and feel, makes it almost seem like a miracle. You see, Lady Esther face cream does all these 4 things. It thoroughly cleans your skin, softens it, helps nature refine the pores, and it leaves a smooth, perfect base for powder. And remember, the patch test proves all this in 30 seconds. The patch test proves every single claim I make for Lady Esther face cream.
And now the second act of Don Juan Quilligan, starring Phil Silvers and William Bendix. Well, Don Juan Quilligan has found a way out. He's joined the Navy. And as he and Mac return to the barge, he's a happy guy. Until he finds a postcard in the mailbox that says simply,
Greetings. Somebody must think it's my birthday. Maybe some of my family.
Yeah, your Uncle Sam. All that card says, you've been drafted. No use moping like that, Cap. A man with his whole future ahead of him shouldn't want to worry so much.
You mean me?
Who's with us? Look, you committed bigamy, and that means a stack of years in the clinkola, right?
Right.
Now, if you don't report to the Army, being you're already in the Navy, it's another stack of years in the guardhouse, right?
Right.
Now, but if you report to the Army and jump ship on the Navy, they'll give you a stack of years in the brig. So, with all them stack of years in the clink and in the guardhouse and in the brig, you'll be getting your discharge and your Social Security at the same time. Yep, your whole future's took care of, all right.
Yeah, my whole life. I guess I'll go in and lie down in my bunk. I'm dizzy.
That's an understatement. You go ahead. I'll fix some coffee.
Everything has to happen to me. There I was, trying to get along. Trying to...
What's the idea? Look what you made me... Hey, what gives?
Look, body.
Take it easy, Cop. What are you staring at?
This guy's been murdered.
Let me see. Murdered is only the half of it. They must have used this kisser for a target. And somebody's been carving their initials on his chest.
I didn't do it, Mac. I got an alibi. They're not my initials.
Hey, wait a minute. Look at this. The tips of his fingers is all rubbed away.
Mac, we gotta ditch him. We gotta... Come on, give me a hand.
Overboard?
Yeah. Grab his other end. Ready?
Uh-huh.
All right, go.
I'm sorry. Slipped. The heel came off his shoe.
Well, come on. Pick him up.
Wait a minute. Grab a gander at this.
Right.
Look what was in his heel.
Pearl. Holy smoke, a human oyster.
A whole string of pearls. You know what? This guy must have been a gangster. And they killed him and dumped him here for holding out. He's a double crosser.
Well, double crosser, a single crosser, over he goes.
Now hold it, Cap. Not so fast. I got a hunch your troubles are over.
They are?
Sure. All you gotta do is commit suicide.
Well, that's okay with me if you think of God. Boy, you want me to commit... I thought you were my bosom friend. Well, you ain't. You're a false bosom friend.
Ah, wait a minute. Don't be a dope. We just dressed this guy in one of your suits, make out like he's you, and overboard. What do you say?
Nothing doing.
Now, wait a minute. They'll never be able to tell who it is. He's got no face and no finger marks neither. And then, with one of you twins out of the way, you're only hitched to one wife, and you don't have to report to the Army and the Navy. Cap, You couldn't find a better setup if you cut your own throat.
Well, perhaps maybe you're right.
Now, all we gotta do is write a suicide note. Tell her by the time she gets it, you're gonna be drowned.
Tell who? I couldn't do that to Margie. Not to Lucy either.
All right, flip a coin. Heads, it's Margie, who's the wit of Quilligan. Tails, it's Lucy, who wears the weeds. How's that?
Heads, it's Margie. Tails, it's Lucy.
Go ahead, toss. What does it say?
Poor Lucy. So soon married, and now a widow. That's what keeps bothering me, Mac. If they ever find out I'm a living corpse, there I'll be again with 2 wives.
That ain't so bad, but 2 uniforms. That's tough.
Yeah, but...
Hello in there. Anybody on board? Open up. The law.
I told you, Mac.
Shut up. I'll handle this. Come in, folks. I was just gonna...
That's one of them, Inspector. He was at the restaurant that night.
Now, wait a minute. You can't blame Mac for
And
this.
there's the other. There's your man, Inspector. He's the one who did it.
Madam, you're making a very serious charge.
Well, they're both here on Michael's barge, aren't they? And poor Michael is dead.
And you ought to go right back to that hole before the squirrels find you missing. Why, me and Captain Pat here, we was...
No, it's no use, Mac. I told you I'd never get away with it.
You hear that, Inspector? The brute.
Now, look here, ma'am. There's no need for you
Patrick Quilligan.
Yes, sir.
In the name of the law, I arrest you for murder.
For what?
Murder, he says. Murder!
The prosecuting attorney will please continue.
Now then, the witness has told us he is a longtime friend of the defendant. May I ask him what is his relationship to the accused?
Oh, we ain't related. You see, his family...
I mean, do you feel friendly or otherwise?
I'd say we were more than just friends. Why, his mom, rest her soul. Amen. Yeah. Why, she brung us up just like brothers.
Oh, so now you're his brother?
Yeah. He's... Who said that? What, are you trying to put words in my mouth? Hey, Cap, get a load of this creep.
Order! The prosecution will continue.
Then you're not the defendant's brother.
No, sir. I'm just the captain's pal.
And would you go out of your way to help him?
I'll say. Hey, what kind of a pal...
In other words, you'd do anything to help him.
I sure would. Anything at all.
You'd even lie for him.
I certainly would and did many times, too.
Your Honor, I move that this man be held as an accomplice to the murder of Michael Quilligan.
What?
Order! Order! I demand order!
The witness will please tell the court her name.
Miss Beatty LaRue. That's what everyone calls me.
And you've known the defendants how long?
About 3 years, going on 4.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen them together very often?
Are you kidding? Hey, Mac, he's asking me if I seen you...
The witness will confine her attention to the prosecutor. Proceed, please.
Thank you. Miss LaRue, did you ever see these men together away from the barge?
Well, that night we was dancing. That was when this old battle axe come up to Captain Pat and claimed she's personally acquainted.
And what did Quilligan say?
All he said was nothing. But Mac, he says, pardon me, lady, but you are mistaking him for a similar party, which happens to be his twin brother, Michael.
Thus acknowledging his existence, Your Honor, I rest.
Honest, Your Honor, you gotta believe me. That's why I asked to talk like this. The whole thing is a frame-up, just like I told you. When they dumped that dead crook on my barge...
Your Honor, we've been through all that. The story's utterly fantastic.
Then where would I get a string of pearls like them? They must be worth $500-600.
Oh, a likely story. Your Honor, if these pearls are worth anything, wouldn't the owner have claimed them long ago? The initials are right here on the clasp. M.H., very plain.
M.H.? Your Honor, please.
Who wishes to address the court?
Me, sir. Police Officer Artie Mossrock, Precinct 52. Your Honor, may I see them pearls?
The prosecutor will turn them over.
Sure. It's them, all right. The Mary Harmon pearls. They were stolen by One-Eyed Fagan's mom. Well, we picked him up and grilled him last week, and all he would say was he was double-crossed.
There, Your Honor, you see? Just like I said. Fagan must have bumped that guy off. Oh, Artie, I could kiss you. You just saved my life.
Yeah? Wait till I get you alone. You wish I hadn't.
Well, it's all over but the shouting, Cap. You sure got off easy.
You call that easy? That tongue lashing I got from the judge?
Well, it would have been worse if he hadn't decided both their marriages were illegal. Now you're in the Navy, and all you got to do is pack up and go.
Yeah, but... Well, I'd like to talk to Margie first.
What?
Well, sort of apologize. I figure I can see Lucy on my furlough.
Ain't you never going to learn nothing, Cap? Nothing. You're heading right back from where you started from. Now, listen, Cap, take my advice.
No, sir. No, sirree, Mac. I've been taking your advice. And I've been in trouble ever since. For a change, I'm going to do something concrete. I'm going to use my own head.
But, Cap...
I'm just going to listen to my conscience. And my conscience tells me that if a man is decent and honorable and law-abiding, he's got to be polite to his wife. Wives.
Well, here we go. Don Juan Quilligan rides again.
Thank you, William Bendix and Phil Silvers, for your delightful performances in tonight's play. The Lady Esther Screen Guild players are grateful indeed for your appearance here, because, as you know, the benefits from these programs go to support the fine work of the Motion Picture Relief Fund and its country house. And now, before we tell you about next week's program, here's a word from one of America's best-known beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
If you have ever wondered what shade of face powder to choose, what shade is best for your coloring, you'll be delighted to know about Lady Esther Bridal Pink. For here's a shade that ends all guesswork, a new kind of powder shade, subtle and elusive in its effect upon the skin. A shade that is intensely flattering to almost every skin it touches. It doesn't matter whether your hair is blonde, brown, auburn, or black. You'll find that Lady Esther Bridal Pink does instant, radiant things for your entire appearance. It not only gives life and tone to your skin, it reflects new highlights of beauty in your hair, gives new sparkle to your eyes. And women tell me they love the way Lady Esther face powder clings hour after hour, the way it stays fresh and lovely, always as though just applied. It's so finely pulverized, it spreads like a delicate, clinging film on your skin, completely covering tiny lines and blemishes. It makes the texture of your skin look smoother, yes, and younger. If you want to see a truly dramatic difference in your appearance, try this. First apply Lady Esther face cream. Wipe it off. Then pat on Lady Esther Bridal Pink face powder. You'll gaze spellbound in your mirror, delighted with the fresh, new look of your face. Remember, Lady Esther four-purpose face cream and Lady Esther Bridal Pink face powder.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild players will present Over 21. It will star Alexander Knox, Raymond Walburn, and Irene Dunn. Be sure to listen. Don Juan Quilligan was presented through the courtesy of 20th Century Fox. William Bendix appeared through the courtesy of Teal, sponsor of his own program, The Life of Riley, and will soon be seen in the Paramount picture, The Blue Dahlia. Bill Silvers appeared through the courtesy of 20th Century Fox, producers of the Technicolor production, The Dolly Sisters. You save enough on the largest size jar of Lady Esther face cream to buy a box of Lady Esther face powder. So remember, ask for the largest size. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther. Thank you, and good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.